Good evening. It is 6 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and that means Justin, please go sit down. We'll start by reading the statement of the FOIA, and then we'll have the roll call. The statement of the FOIA is I affirm that I have not engaged in any prohibited discussion, operation, polling regarding any item on this meeting's agenda outside of a properly noticed and open meeting in compliance with the Arkansas Freedom of Information Act as amended by Act 505 of 2025. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Brett Chumley, Rose Sparks, Darrell Wood, John Clements, Emily Gibson, Jim Stillwell,
Here.
Mark Chilton, Andy Wood.
We have 8 here. We do have a quorum. Item 3 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the October 7th, 2025 special meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. The motion passes. Item 4, the Board of Adjustments. Item A, 2415 Cedar Ridge Drive. We do have one commissioner that needs to vacate anytime we have an item that involves you personally or corporately, then you must leave the room. So we'll wait. It's out of the room. And then Chelsea will read the request. Okay, Chelsea.
Requesting approval of a variance at 2415 Cedar Ridge Drive. Purpose of this variance is to allow for a single-family residence to be built on an existing lot at a 7,623 square feet in size. In the current zone, which is R1, the lot size minimum is 11,500 square feet. For zoning ordinance 14 and 17, all rules and requirements have been met in accordance with city ordinance CRC. The utilities have approved this request. I do want to reiterate that this is already.
Thank you, Chelsea. If you would please state your name and sign the book. And Mr. Richardson asked that I treat you kindly.
Sorry, Tristan Phillips. Yeah, so we're just trying to correct an issue that's been there currently. Talking to the city, it seems to be kind of a common issue for that area. Having lots in there that are smaller than so that's only for some reason. So basically, all the time is amend that to die. That way.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners have a question? If there are no questions, and a motion? We have a motion. Second, Chelsea, please call the roll.
Sorry, Andy.
Andy has recused. So we have 7 yes, the item passes. Someone could please tell Andy he can come back and bring. All right, we will adjourn the Board of Adjustments meeting and then convene the item 5, the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Moving to item A, 1203 West Sevier Street, conditional use for a church. We have a recusal on this one, or is it the next item? Last item. Thank you so much. Chelsea, if you would please read the request. Thank you, Chelsea. For the record, please state your name again and sign the book.
Tristan Phillips, Richardson Engineering.
Thank you so much.
So the deal with this project is the Church of Nazarene has been there a long time. There are They have contracted us to look at doing the addition. For another building, maybe some block improvements, things of that nature. But in order to do that, and get that site plan approval, we have to fix it. So as Chelsea stated, it is in our zone. They are allowed by additional use, so we're just fixing the zoning, with the existing church being in our zone.
Thank you very much. Are there questions from the commission? If there are none, I would entertain a motion. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Carl West, Brett Hunt, Earl Wood, John Clement, Mark Chilton, Andy Wolf.
We have a yes, the item passes. Moving on to 5B, 3168 Haley Court. I assume that it is working. Did you need to make a comment on that item? Sure, I would certainly understand your concern, and I'm sorry that didn't have an opportunity to speak. I think that's my fault because I didn't remind you, and I'm sorry. Is there a concern that we could hear right now? And when you take the podium, and this is a little bit out of order since the item has already passed, but I don't want anything that is your concern to go unsaid. So if you please state your name and sign.
My name is Brenda Haney and I live at 1019 West Sevier, which directly joins the Church of the Nazarene property. And we're not opposing the building at all. That's fine. We're glad for them. But we would like a privacy fence between us and the church because it's going to bring in more people, more noise and all that. The pastor and I have talked about it and he's been in agreement, but I wanted something because pastors move on, board members move on, people forget what was promised. So we need a privacy fence between us to keep the noise down.
At this point, I am not so sure that since the item has already passed that we can make that requirement. However, I think if
No one told me that I was supposed to, I called and they said this was the time to come.
right, like I said, I feel like it was my responsibility to remind anyone who wished to speak for or against this item that now was the
I'm
time
not
to do
against the
that.
building at
And-
all.
And I didn't do that. And I am sorry. I think if you would get with the church and the engineering firm. Absolutely. Thank you, Bruce. Pull me right out of the skillet here. When it's green, so.
This project will have to be given further review through the city. At that time, we can work with Richardson Engineering to put the parties together and ensure that, parties. You can be, Chelsea, can you make? Can you sign in with some contact information, or maybe if you want to stay for the meeting, or call the community development office tomorrow and let us have your contact information. That way we can contact you.
And if it is not in fact satisfactory, please let us know. We will readdress it.
Oh, I think it would be satisfactory. We have no problems with the church or them building anything. We just want it in case the pastor moves, board members move on.
Completely understand.
And Bruce, they can all be something.
Absolutely. And actually, we'll address it through DRC. We'll look at drainage, we'll look at parking, all the amenities, things
Okay.
in this project. So we'll notify you.
All we're asking for is privacy.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item B, 3168 Haley Court, conditional use for youth. Chelsea, if you would please read the request.
property is currently zoned for housing. Anything not classified on the zoning records is allowed by. All rules, regulations, and following.
Thanks, Chelsea. If you would please state your name and sign the book. I think a number of people here want to address this issue, and I want everyone to have the opportunity to speak. Everyone will have 3 minutes, and I'm a clock. So go ahead. Thank you for being.
My name is Jennifer. And I am property for 3168. And the goal is to be able to have a residential use home in subdivision.
Are there any questions from the commissioners?
For the yes, to
Thank you so much. If there are no other questions, then it is time for me to allow those that might be in opposition to speak. You also have 3 minutes. State your name and sign the book. Thank you for participating in the process.
Thank you very much. I say I'm a recovering politician, so you guys will forgive me. But I do a lot of good neighbors that we got to meet here recently, and it's all right. But like kind of a show of hands, how many folks here tonight are opposed to the conditional use permit? Thank you. Okay. Good evening,
And
everyone.
if you,
Yes,
please,
sir.
please state your name.
Oh, yes, I was about to do that.
And
Thank
then
you very
sign it.
much. All right. My name is Preston Lewis. I live at 3158 Haley Court, down the street from the proposed group home. I am also speech language pathologist of 15 years experience, including my current job providing therapy to adolescent girls in a psychiatric facility. That experience affords me some perspective on the immense needs, services that a youth group home provides and requires. This proposal isn't about a family moving in. It is about a prospective business that would house its kids, receive state funds to do so. The applicant will not live there. The applicant is also currently not licensed by the state of Arkansas. So as of right now, it's an unlicensed commercial venture that proposes to place 6 unrelated adolescents. And 4 bedrooms is a stretch here. 3 bedrooms, 1,700 square foot house in a single family subdivision. Staff facilities like this do not function like homes. They require round-the-clock personnel, including frequent visits from DHS caseworkers, transportation services, behavioral specialists, social workers, psychologists, occupational therapists, speech language pathologists, and family visits. This means many cars coming and going throughout the day to service these 6 individuals, with visits often extending into the evening. Haley Court was not built for that kind of turnover. The driveway and curb space cannot accommodate parking needs. The constant vehicle traffic will absolutely change the feel and safety of this neighborhood. This isn't speculation. It's the inevitable outcome of operating such a business in a residential zone. There are zoning categories better suited for this kind of operation, ones that can support parking, supervision, access without adversely impacting nearby homes. 3168 Haley Court is simply not suited for this business venture. Thank you for your time and for protecting both the integrity of our neighborhood and the proper placement of this type of facility. I respectfully ask that the commission deny the conditional use permit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis, and thank you for staying within 8 seconds of your 3 minutes. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? Hey, Mr. Shears, state your name and sign the book. Thank you.
I had written an email to the planning commission the other day. I guess I'll just read it. To the members of the planning commission, the Honorable Bill Donner and the Honorable Jeff Moore. I'm writing to formally oppose the proposed zoning changes for 3168 Haley Court as a community youth home for 4 to 6 adolescent females by Brighter Thoughts, Brighter Days. I own 3169 Haley Court, which is across the street from this aforementioned property. I have many concerns, which is why I'm opposing this proposed zoning change. Our neighborhood constitutes one street on a cul-de-sac with single-family homes on both sides of the road. The intention of this neighborhood was to consist of single-family residences that limits through traffic in order to create a safer and quieter environment for families. This street has limited space for traffic as well as parking. I propose that operating a business that will house 4 to 6 adolescent females, as well as caretakers and specialists that may come and go, will increase traffic and congestion, as well as create potential safety issues for the other residents and children on our street, having a detrimental impact on our community. The original intention in building these houses on Haley Court was to create single-family homes in a safe and quiet neighborhood and not to operate a business in the midst of it. The proposed change does not fit with the existing character and intention of the neighborhood as it was originally planned and sold to each of us. I believe the use of this property is incompatible with the neighborhood and existing zoning as it was originally intended. A youth home is essentially a commercial style business and out of character with the residential nature of the area. The rezoning could potentially set a precedent for future businesses setting up and further change the residential nature of our neighborhood. The proposed change will have potential long-term negative impacts on the property values of each of the other houses on Haley Court. As it stands, our property values are good, but the impact of allowing this permit to operate a business among these houses has the possibility to financially impact the rest of the homeowners who are using their houses as this neighborhood was originally planned. The proposed change does not align with our surrounding residential area with potential for detrimental financial impacts on the surrounding families. The original zoning plan was to protect the integrity of our single-family residential area. I believe rezoning a spot amongst our homes does not protect the integrity of the neighborhood as it was intended, and we were led to believe when we purchased the homes in the first place. I'm urging each of you to deny this rezoning request at 3168 Haley Court and uphold the current zoning designation for this property to maintain the character, quality of life, and safety in our neighborhood. I respectfully ask that you consider all of the concerns of the residents as you make your decision on this important and very personal matter to uphold our zoning as single-family homes. Thank you for your time, attention, and consideration in this important matter.
In regard to your time, I actually allowed you 2 seconds. So
Oh, gosh.
thank you so much for participating in the process. I appreciate everyone being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Are there any other questions? Sure. You didn't use all of your time. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I do want to emphasize that initially there will be, we will start slowly. There will be 4, 6 is the next. Adolescent girls. There will be 1 to 2 staff there daily. And as far as the increased traffic, and that's not completely accurate because I will be there, I'm there over 50 years. It just looks real long to be able to how this process works in terms of the services, when they're provided, and where they're provided. So with that stated, that's not accurate that there will be more traffic and it's already like the residential neighborhood. As far as additional services, the speech and things of that sort, then of course, just like any child that may receive those services, these students will also be able to go to actual facilities and businesses. The business is under Brighter Thoughts, Brighter Days, but there is not. If you didn't know because we're coming before you today, you wouldn't know because again, you would just know that they would be listening. And those are the primary things that I want to.
Thank you so much for being here. Any other questions or comments from the commission? If there,
If
Go
this
ahead.
were passed, what would keep a daycare from coming up at the corner? Down the street from it or a daycare?
Daycares are permitted with conditional use approval only in residential areas.
it's not that it couldn't.
Right,
do it.
right. Just doesn't fit. I mean, I know being in real estate, there are other places more acceptable. But it's, I mean, that neighborhood is full. And there isn't lots of room going around the neighborhood with the cars and all the houses. There has to be better places than Hayward Park. I mean, it's noble what you're doing, but it doesn't fit.
Thank you, Commissioner. Are there other questions or comments?
I have a question. Are you going to be living there and then have 3 or 4 girls? Okay, who's the adult that's going to be living there? What about in the evenings?
It's not that it's not a noble undertaking. We just worry about changing the dynamics of the people that already own the home. We admire what you're trying to do. We just worry about the fit of the neighborhood.
My concern, and it's just personal to me, is it's a 1,700 square foot house. And if you said 1, 2 max, then I'd have less concern. But 4 to 6, that's a lot to cram in 1,700 square feet with 4 bedrooms.
Thank you.
The home, absolutely. So how the home is, you have, as soon as you walk in to the left, there is the primary bedroom. The primary bedroom is the whole two. And by state regulations, the neighborhood requires to have 50 square feet of steps. So as you go on into the home, of course, you have the primary. You turn off to the right, you have 2 separate bedrooms with the bedroom. Those 2 separate bedrooms will be their roles on them. So again, we will initially start with 4 bedrooms in the proposal, being at the very next increases in the home.
Where does the overnight adult supervision sleep?
They won't. This is overnight stay. So this is, we will have staff 24/7. That's why we do it this way, to ensure the safety and.
It's kind of like some of the things that Berkshire does.
I'm not completely familiar with how Burgess setup is, but I do know like maybe it is. Take the change for me to fix it.
Are there other questions from the commission? If there are no other questions, do I hear a motion? Since there is no motion, this item fails for lack of a motion and second. Moving on to item C, 802 and 806 Columbia Avenue, rezone from R2 to R5. Chelsea, please read the request. And if you are leaving, that is perfectly fine. Please leave quietly.
Construction on behalf of the property owners requesting approval of a rezone at 802 and 806 Columbia. Property is currently zoned R2, which is single family district, and she's requesting this property be rezoned to R5, which is multi-family district. All questions, comments from Big Utility City of Benton Avenue.
Thank you, Chelsea. It's you.
Tristan Phillips here representing
Great.
Richardson Engineering.
Thank you.
So what Ms. Tarver is trying to do here is there's two lots there on the corner of Columbia and Wood Stick. That they're currently vacant lots. She's wanting to rezone into R5 and get duplex in each lot. And there is quite a bit of R5 in that area. So just across the street on Columbia, the south side of Columbia, there's that corner of R5. Across the corner to that property to the west, there is also R5, so it'll be diagonal across the shape. There's a bunch of other R5 kind of sparks down. So it's not like it's out in the area. So two big pieces of property.
Thank you. Are there questions from the committee? If there are no questions, is there a motion? I'm so sorry. Sure. Mr. Thomas wishes to address the issue as well.
We would just request that both duplexes totally sufficient off street.
Is there anyone here to speak against this item? If there is none, I would entertain a motion. Motion to approve in a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Carl West. Mike Sparks, Darrell Wood, John Clements, Archie.
Yes.
We have a yes, the item passes. Moving on to item D. 805-22100-000. Rezone from 8 to S.
Hope Consulting on behalf of the Jesus Plus Company LLC is requesting approval of a rezone at parcel number 805-22100-000. This property is currently zoned R8, which is multifamily, and he's requesting this property be rezoned to S, which is school. Purpose of this rezone is to be able to build a private school on this property.
Thank you. Mr. Hope, sign your name.
Jonathan Hope,
State your name and sign.
with Hope Consulting. Thank you all for hearing this application. And Chelsea mentioned we were requesting a rezone for R8, which is a high density multi-family to school district. So, school plan. Right now, the R8 would allow 32 units per acre on this 93-acre tract. Our proposal is for the private faith-based Christian school to go on this parcel. And so I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Thank you, gentlemen. Are there questions from the commission?
It's not a question, it's a statement. I don't think you're entitled to a school zone. Our regulations say that school zones are for public schools. This is not a public school, it's a private school. Got
Yes.
another zone in mind?
Well, no, I did notice that. I think we discussed that, but there is no other zones. That was actually brought up. We did notice that.
just don't think private schools are entitled to school zone.
Mr. Gibson, what zone would be appropriate? That's the logical one to me.
Well.
But I don't know.
No, consciously. Because what we were having was when the Benton Public Schools wanted to do something, they went through their public hearings. They took it to their board approved it with their boards. That's what it was. And then they would have to come to the Benton Planning Commission and then to, if they needed to rezone, to build a stadium, for instance, they had to then go to the, city council. And it was deliberate, and it's written in our zoning ordinance that it's public schools.
Again, yeah, that was brought up, but you don't have anything else, so that was.
So if I may
bit.
interject, a school is defined as, in our zoning ordinance, a public or private facility that provides a curriculum of academic or vocational instruction. And that is.
But the zone itself, the regulations for that zone say public schools.
According to Chelsea, it said public or private.
No,
That was the definition.
Can I just interject?
Sure, certainly.
I'm looking here, conditional use, TC one, TC two, TC three, C1, C2, C3, and L1. And PUD would allow for a issue.
That's fine. Again,
I'm just.
no. Well,
You
we
said
can,
what zone, the question
Sure.
about what zone.
Right.
And
we're
those are
comfortable. with-
several options that would probably.
Yeah, we're comfortable with any of those zonings. It was proposed in school. It was brought up that public was mentioned in the code. This still was approved through staff, that this would be the best. So, we've sent out all the notifications, the newspaper ad is run. We're fine with moving forward with a zone that this committee is comfortable with for the project.
Chelsea did not have different schools. Church.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, I guess. Yeah. And yes,
That was.
no, we wouldn't. And where did you, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the school zone regulations. It's not even on.
Try page 64.
It's on the code, on the specific S zoning sheet.
Oh, here it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, it calls it out in the code, but there's no other specific for code or specific for school other than conditional uses.
There's no brain checks. It's
Right. Again, that was.
Engineer, so this is all for the 93. So where are you gonna, any idea where we're gonna put stuff at yet, or just trying to get it passed from them?
So the front portion of this property would be opposite of Bucky's, if there's commercial. Going to be, there's already commercial zone along that front, I think it's probably about 300 feet. This would have access, through that commercial with a road up to the.
And you're going, this, I'm looking at, well, you can see here. It's going to down right here, you got the Elmex, 229.
Right. Access through the commercial would be where Bucky's is going to have that.
This is what we did. Right, basically. Oh, that's been working, it's always cool. Need it. I'm comfortable with that zoning if it is acceptable for a school. Question would be, not correct. What's your land and road? So there would be, a road that's built behind the commercial track, so there would be two accesses onto that road behind the commercial track. And go out the deck, I go, it will not go out the mountain. You would. First, you go and loop back around the third road. Correct. Yes. So what we're gonna do is. It's R8, which is 32 units per acre multi. So you're comfortable with? Are you initial? Right, the school zoning is what we're after. Our project is a private school. Right. Now, we do, the notification process is the same, we do not have to put back. You can change the zone here after the notification's up. Correct.
So.
If it's zoning, if you all allow school in C3 and do not prefer it in a school zone, that is acceptable. Right. Sure. So we're, mind if I make a motion to pass this C3 conditional use overlay? Not, or you can make later. All of the notifications have already been sent out. Anybody that has an issue would be here. Yeah, I could tell. All right, so I'll make a motion to pass this in C3. I'll do a second motion for conditional.
Yes. I think it needs to be two separate items. And although I'm not familiar with the ordinance, Commissioner Gibson, but I think we're hung up on semantics here because in my mind, school is a school. Oh, indeed, indeed. I don't have it here to read it. I think, yes. Please come forward, Mr. Penfield. State your name, sign the book.
Lance Penfield. I'm a director of the ownership. of this private school. You did meet with Mayor and Harden, the city director. Chelsea Madigan. Met with them twice, and by their recommendation, they read the ordinance and recommended us follow through this as a school zone. So it wasn't something that our engineer and architect pulled out of the area. It's what we recommended. It's what we were told we would need to do for the fee. So I agree with the semantics. We're fine. I just want to make sure that if we do a
C3 conditional use.
conditional use, I mean, we're adhering to all the setbacks. There's a large easement on the north side. We just want to make sure that it doesn't create some hardships on the area that the school is going to build with setbacks. We want it to be a very nice facility landscape. It's gonna be beautiful. You had 32 units per acre of apartments gonna be leading through the same access points that schools gonna be leading through. There are plans to connect through exit 114 properties back over to the other east, and there's a road, a frontage road that'll go all the way. I just wanted to comment that that's what we were told to do by this. I mean, that's just how everybody read it at that table.
Can so if you look at the zoning matrix, the reason why the school is defined as I have read it is because that's the use. It's not referring to the zone. So it's defined as an academic, whatever, in the use. And then on the zoning matrix, it lists it as conditional use and allowed in a school zone. So fine.
I think we need two motions. I don't know that we need two meetings. So Carl's, Commissioner West motion was instead of zone S to zone C3. And then after that motion, that we would need another motion for conditional use C3, conditional use school.
Mr. Penfield, are you comfortable with C3? Mr. Black? Mr. Black, will you please come to the mic?
Thank you, Mr. Penfield.
Try not to. Yeah. That's right. Sign the book, sir.
Long time no see.
Pam, are you trying to ruin my? So
You're burning your 3 minutes.
I had the privilege of serving on this commission for 12 years. So I would just point out that I don't believe, and I watched the facial expressions of question as Pam pointed out, the this as good as anybody is picking words out of it's what you do. But I think that everybody is surprised to hear that the school zone is not intended for both schools. I certainly was surprised by that assertion. Saying that it's in the things. I have personally defined the C3, it's the least restricted commercial zone that we have. It's fine. I would prefer the school zone. If there's any way to get that done, that would definitely be preferred for us. C3 with condition.
So if ask you, what's the table this next month, or go ahead and make a move on it?
I'd rather you
Move on it? Okay. All right. So my motion stands.
We have a motion and a second, and this is the first motion. Instead of zone S, our motion is to make it D3. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
Motion passes. Now I would entertain a motion for conditional use school. Commissioner West, and we have a second, Chelsea.
Yes.
The motion passes. Thank you so much. Moving on to item E. David's Burgers, updated site plan.
David's Burgers is requesting approval of a site plan for a restaurant to be located at the rear of the Walmart parking lot. Property is currently zone C3, which is service commercial, and a restaurant with a drive-through is a permitted use. You guys have seen this site plan a couple of times. This is a modified building. It's a little bit bigger than the last.
Thank you, sir. Please state your name and sign the book.
My name is Mark Ricketts. One from- And it is, as Chelsea said, larger building, larger parking lot. They, the initial intent was to try to split that lot into three, for great considerations and other things, that encumbered the property. It just did not work, so the moved to make the building larger, to make this not work, for more leasable space. David's Burgers itself is essentially the same size restaurant. And that's about the summary, I suppose. So I'm here to answer your question.
Thank you very much. Are there questions from the commission?
Yes, ma'am. It is, and I refer to that as high-side detention. We're essentially detaining off-site water that flows onto the site, offsetting the water within the from the sidings. The numbers work. It's okay. Yes, ma'am. We would detain the water that comes from off-site towards military and shopping center to the east, I guess, and south. Not water, but not that way. Yes, ma'am. I have a look. The shaded area represents the 100-year flood plain. Yes, ma'am. Then the cross-hatched area that's inside of that is after the floodplain. So we're trying to stay out of floodplain. We've got, I think, 14 flood plain. There's nothing to the west or toward the hospital, so I think that's, if they're doing. Yeah, pardon me, I'm sorry. One more time. I'm not sure how they're gonna split that up. They're putting in restraps, some. But they have another smaller, less intense brushing off, like a bakery type of situation, but they're not really sure exactly what they got coming in at this point in time. So I don't think there's more than 5 additional retail spaces. The building essentially clear span, yes, so prefabricated. I don't know if I'm south. It will have both. It will be a bond room. I think the building today is about 600 square feet. I think he told me at one time that it's about a 50 drive through either. It's
overall enforcement. I think it's got- it's about this. Yes, ma'am. That's correct. It is, and we wanted more.
It's optimistic.
What's, your approximation of the height of?
The wall at its tallest point, I think, is 18 feet. It varies through there. I can't remember the exact square footage, but that's the tallest part of that. 18. But that's pretty short. I'll say it's- I would say then. 12, 15 feet.
Is there gonna be any pedestrian access to the drive? In other words, if I came to Walmart and I got hungry as I came out, could I walk to David's Burgers without going through the drive?
Cycling up. So sidewalk access to.
They didn't modify the landscaping just too much, but the building itself is. Right, Mark, that's not about right.
Have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
John Clement, Kevin Gibson, Mark Chilton, Randy Wolf.
We have 9 yes, the item passes. Moving on to item F, Riverview Addition, preliminary plat, attached housing. Chelsea, if you please read the item, and if you are here to speak for this item, please take.
But, they're.
We're waiting.
And attached single family homes are permitted, all these are the same requirements have been met. for the city.
Good evening. Consideration. Plat. Property and Jackman and T Street. Constructing 5 single family attached homes, and single family residence, all of which will be able to be individually owned. Everything has been drawn with the requirements of the R2 zoning regulations. No, ma'am, that is the single family residential lot that faces T Street. The driveway and the parking will be all what the townhome wants, and there will be no on-street parking.
All right, I know you're just trying to get the lots. approved.
Yes, correct.
And then we'll come back and see how things play out on.
Correct.
But you're telling us all the parking come off T Street and
Correct.
into the back and the side of the lot.
Yes.
31R will be sold.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's mainly just gonna be a driveway in, and all the parking will be in the rear. That way we don't have any parking on the street side of Jackman, and all the cars will. Lot 31R faces T Street. That would be the same.
That is just, yeah, sorry,
That's what
sorry.
it's saying.
So yes. Lot 31R will be a single-family residence that faces T Street. The remaining 5 lots will be single-family attached housing that faces Jackson Street. Yes, yes, towns. That will be in the rear as well. Yes, that's gonna be a multi-use driveway, parking for that will be upper section of that.
Hey, rental property or you anticipate selling? And the reason I'm asking is as interim director of community development code compliance, our 2 biggest challenges with townhomes, attached single family townhomes, is parking and trash. And so I'm always questioning how is that going to be accommodated? Very dense developments like this.
It could go either way as far as being sold. Which way that's gonna go as of right now, I guess it would also. Projects completed, but because they are templates, they can be sold. Since they have to be just a, each one, they can be sold to individual families. And yes, the parking, like I said, will all be structured. There will be no parking from the front. Will be a nice facade, sidewalks, landscaping, all from the facing Jackson Street. Yes, I do have the draft bill of insurance there. It's Properties Owners Association that I've got a draft. So,
Wouldn't mind.
so, that's why.
I think I would feel more comfortable. I'm not a voting member. Or
Thank you, guys.
Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item? If there are none, I would entertain a motion. We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll. We have 8 yes, the item passes. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? We stand adjourned.